Alright, here we go. Problem number, what is this, 8?
Yeah.
Okay, problem number 8 on 3.3.
Before I erase this, can you make sure I did it right?
This is 2.3.
Well, I'm gonna, right now I'm on the video.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Hey, it's 2.3, not 3.3.
Huh?
2.3.
My bad. Thank you. 2.3. Okay, so 2.3. So the first things we want to do is we want to find, we're going to label this as f of t, and this is g of t. Even though this is g of t, we're still going to label the top f of t, the bottom g of t, so that we can find the f prime of t is going to be 6t, and the g prime of t, guys, you got to be quiet. Guys, got to be quiet. Alright, and then g prime of t is equal to 2. Alright, so then what we're going to do is we're going to set it up so that we put them in order. So we want f prime g. So f prime is 6t times g, which is the bottom. So that's 2t plus 5 minus the quantity of f, meaning the top, 3t squared minus 1, times g prime, which is the bottom, 2. Okay? So I think this is where you know, hopefully this will make sense to you. And then we do the bottom squared. So that'll take that 2t plus 5 and square it. Alright. So, first things first, everybody on the block gets the paper. We get 12t squared plus 30t. Right? And now what I want to do here first is I want to bring this through, and this is where you got a little confused, right? Where you're going, okay, I'm going to go t, 3t squared, so that's going to be 6t squared minus 2. And then I'm going to bring the negative through. Boom, boom. And so now I'm going to have minus 6t squared plus 2 all over. And I can square this if I use that perfect squares formula. What's 2t squared? 4t squared, right? And then 5 squared is 25. I was just starting to think maybe we don't want to square it yet, but we know what the factor is, so if we can factor it out later, we will. And then the middle is going to be 2 times 5 times 2. So what's 2 times 5 is 10 times 2. So you go boom, that's 10 times this is 20t. So that means it's plus 20t. Okay? So that's the trick to doing the squaring of a perfect square. Alright, so then we're going to take the t squares, and now I've got 6t squared, right? And then plus 30t plus 2 all over 4t squared plus 20t plus 25. Now, as long as this doesn't get factored out of this, now that's where sometimes they would do like synthetic division from algebra 2 or long division. I just like, if it's factorable, it's factorable. So I look at this thing and I see if it's factorable. So I come over here and I go 6t squared plus 30t plus 2. And the first thing I think about is just 6 times 2 is 12, right? So what multiplies to be 12, right? But adds to be 30. Can't really think of anything. 12 times 1 is 13. And then everything else is going to be smaller than that. Does that make sense? So even if we took out the 2, we would still be 2 times 3t squared plus 15t plus 1, right? Now, can we take a 2 out of this? No. So I think we're good to go with this. I could also see it as 2 times 3t squared plus 15t plus 1 over 2t plus 5 squared. Since we saw that a lot on the in the answer key when we were looking at it, they showed us this answer a lot versus this one. Does that make sense? So I think either of those would be a good answer for that. How close did we come to yours, Cash?
I don't know, I erased it.
Oh.